Hi there, Cancer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to you all here. We're here with your full moon in Pisces reading. This reading will roughly span the time frame between the, let's say the 22nd even, leading up into the, I'm hearing power performance here with the Judgment card, the Nine of Wands upright, okay? Just coming right through, dear Cancer. But I was saying that the energy you may find resonates even starting around the 22nd, leading up to the 1st of September, dear Cancer. Now, I was meditating on your energy before I turned the camera, and I was hearing for you, let it go, let it slide. I'm getting it as being related to matters of, I'm hearing certain marketing. I'm hearing mass marketing, the devil, the card of Capricorn and the major arcana right over the Ace of Pentacles, Cancer, the Father of Swords, mirroring the devil. There's the alluding to, I'm hearing a major shift. I'm hearing marketer, I'm hearing marketing, major marketing moves, the Two of Wands leading into the presentation, whatever that may mean in particular for you. Focus on the presentation. Though I was hearing it again, I was hearing let it slide, let it go, whatever that may mean in particular for you. Almost like Five of Pentacles coming through right beneath Judgment. There's a focus on what has been, let's say, I'm hearing a fixation in the grander process of, let's say, making certain changes, moving in certain directions. And if in a certain way, let's say you were super focused on making changes and making a sense of progress, I'm hearing official in the past, there is a certain, I'm getting shift, release of ways. I'm hearing patented law, legality. I'm getting perhaps being a focus in the past that you are not, I'm hearing, any longer concerned about. And I'm seeing it as being a release. I'm hearing release. The Ace of Swords here, the World, and the Father of Cups. I'm hearing judgment, justice here with the Father of Cups. You may be dealing with a Libra as well, as someone who has a lot of water in their chart, or it may be your very own energy. The feeling I'm getting is that there is a clarity of how it is that you and or a number of other individuals are making a qualitative jump, I'm hearing specifically, in a completely new terrain of operating in your work. I'm hearing it and I'm seeing it specifically as being related to your work life, but take it as you will. You may be dealing with matters of partnership for a number of you. Take it as you will. I'm hearing Trek. I'm hearing Tinseltown. I'm hearing Tenley Town, whatever that may mean in particular for you. Nonetheless, the Two of Cups here has fallen out right over the Nine of Wands. There is a focus on, you have two twos that are mirroring one another, the Two of Wands and the Two of Cups, okay? But there's a focus on values, I'm hearing specifically, and I'm hearing, again, release, judgment, whatever that may mean in particular for you. Very interesting, because Judgment sits at the very center of your spread, at the very apex of your spread. The feeling I'm getting is that there is a focus on how it is that you are finding a sense of structure in the decision-making process that is related to how you perceive certain potential avenues to move forward and along. And there is, again, I'm seeing you like totally like, it's like I see you like putting sunglasses on, and you're just like, you've got the sun hat, and you're just like, okay, well, if in the past I was focusing on I'm hearing how the sun dialed, whatever that may mean in particular for you. It's like if I was so preoccupied with how I would also perhaps be making certain decisions, I'm ready to support the I'm hearing standard, whatever that may mean in particular for you. What has, in a certain way, been considered in a visionary state, the factor of my performance that would lead to changes that I have sought to make for a long, long time. In other words, Cancer, and I'm hearing Capricorn here strongly, you lead out with the Devil in reverse, mirroring the Father of Swords in reverse. If you are waiting to make a decision, if you are hoping to move in a certain direction, the sort of feeling that I'm getting for you is that the way in which the decision is made, the way in which the decision-making process is even perceived is completely redefined. I'm hearing restructured, reorganized. And I'm seeing it as, again, there being a certain spirit with which you move into change that in a certain way bypasses the need to stamp, I'm hearing officialize, so to speak, to stake your claim that I'm hearing is determined, is appropriated, I'm hearing specifically here with the Father of Cups, whatever that may mean in particular for you, that is made obvious in the moment that, and in the means by which you have formed an ideal, a vision around, again, the changes that you seek to make. And I'm seeing it as like, okay, I have this dream. I'm hearing of playing with stardust, whatever that may mean in particular for you. I'm hearing with Sally, Nancy, and Drew, whatever that may mean in particular for you, dear Cancer. And in a certain way, I have tried to, let's say, enter that industry, enter that market, move in that direction in a highly, let's say, strategic, I'm hearing old-fashioned manner, whatever that may mean for you, can be taken, again, perceived in a number of ways. It's always a matter of perception. And now, in a certain way, I am visualizing my transformation. And when I am in that state of visualizing it, how is it that I see myself moving through it? And there being a release of what has, in a certain way, been a building block for you towards understanding with greater clarity what holds value to you in moving towards making certain decisions and changes. And I'm seeing it as there being clarity that is almost like an undoing of a certain fixation. I'm hearing, again, fixation, Five of Pentacles, on what has been so clear to you in a visionary way as the direction, as the vision of your performance. And I'm getting it as being related to, let's say, also finances. I'm seeing it as being related to also, let's say, what it is that we feel connected to on a physical level, in a physical way, on a professional level, in a public way, what it is that we feel connects us to a grander source and body of work, of creation, I'm hearing manipulation of matter, whatever that may mean for you, related to the Ace of Pentacles. There could be a focus on a birth. There could be a focus on what seems to feel like the encapsulation of a dream, the undertaking of a new beginning, a venture, whatever that may mean in particular for a number of you. And again, the sort of feeling though that I'm getting is that if in the past it's like I was trying to tie my shoelaces with this elaborate process, a procedure, I am no longer operating, I'm hearing, by way of the schema of my thoughts, of my vision, but by way of how it is that I sense my self. Moving in this direction. And what do I look like in that space of sheer embodiment of the spirit and the nature of this change, of this transformation? What is it that I recognize of myself? What is it that I release? That I recognize is not a step that leads me along the track that I do not follow, but that I simulate. In my dreams. In the space where I am living, breathing, dancing, singing, starting to move in this way, in this new direction. And there's a focus on activity, but not simply as the purity of the enactment of change, where it's like, okay, well, I technically waved my hand to the bus driver, and this is when it begins. This is when, right, they're gonna pull over, and then they're gonna recognize that I need to get on the bus and gotta get a ride and gonna go from point A to point B, or whatever that analogy may mean for a number of you. But the point at which I begin to move in this direction, not by way of judging the character that I play from one stage to the next, but by way of releasing the judgment upon the decisions that I am not to make necessarily, but that I release the inhibition of, the expectation of how I make the decision, how it is that I unfold into this new beginning. And there may have been a long cycle, long process of practice. It's like almost like, yes, I'm the bird, but I'm going to practice kind of climbing the steps to the staircase, where I then will eventually take flight. Test my wings, my battery power. I'm hearing specifically for number, I'm hearing my harness, where I will begin to express myself in this way. And it's interesting because if you look at the Nine of Wands and then you look at the Judgment card, and a bit abstract here, right? This reading for you, Cancer, I'm hearing Capricorn strongly. There is a revision of the way that you assimilate with your particular gifts, skills, and talents, how it is that you screen, so to speak, your own values, visions for what it is that you wish to create. Dear Cancer, and I'm hearing Scorpio here with the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Father of Swords in reverse, and then maybe focus on energetics as it relates to this new beginning. Thank you so much for tuning in, dear Cancer. Love and light here. Enjoy this full moon in Pisces, and I highly recommend you check out as well your rising, ascendant, or moon signs. You may find further insights there for you. Nonetheless, if you would like a personal reading, I know some of you have been asking, do you do personal readings? And I do. You can find them via the link in the bio description box below. Those will route you to those services, and you can take a deeper dive there. All right, love and light to you all again, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Cancer.